Hi there, all you ULO fans, and here I am at Naas on Sunday for one of the last days of the Irish flat racing season. Of course, it's all national hunt from here on, so we will be switching over to the boss at Chepstow soon enough. But before then, let me get my Sunday tips in. A bit in reverse order, possibly, but I'll be siding with Aidan O'Brien's Island Hopping for the Bluebell. Last seen in the Prix de Royale Lou at the ARC meeting last weekend, this looks a decent enough chance to get back to winning ways, if fully recovered form, that Group 1 race. The hat-trick seeking It's a Heartbeat steps out of handicap company to a black type contest, and there's no doubting John O'Donoghue's game, Too Darn Hot, Filly, while Johnny Murtaugh's Cheeky Wink is consistent enough to get into the mix in my book. Jessica Harrington's Fleur de Chine completes my list, but it's Island Hopping with Wayne Lorden aboard that floats my boat. But my Sunday nap goes in the Garnet Stakes. So, Dermot Weld's Swelter has not been seen since finishing down the field in the Irish 1,000 guineas in May, but I'm finding her easy to back here. I've been looking back to her run in the Priory Bell at Leopardstown in March, and I've got to tell you, you could not find a better bit of franked form this season. I mean, with Exactly in second, Cersine in third, and Barnavara in seventh, you've got two Group 1 winners and a Group 1 second, giving that race some real depth. So I'm of the opinion that Swelter hasn't quite finished her campaign yet. Back from a break, for whatever the reason. But Colin Keane is aboard this Juddmonte filly, and there is no better on Irish soil than the 6-time Irish champion jockey. And earlier on, I'll be putting my faith in Green Citation for this auction series race final for my next best. He showed me enough on his debut, under rules, to think there'll be plenty more to come. And I do know how much Jay Seller is rating these Gaiath-sired youngsters, so I'm taking the chance she's onto something. Obviously, Joseph O'Brien has his yard going well, and there's no one better than Dylan Brown McMonagle to have up top, so the only negative point I can see is the wide draw, so a late run may be the way to go if good early track position proves tricky to get. David Marnane's Redemption Road and Noel Mead's Mad, Bad and Dangerous rate the obvious threats, but I'll chance my luck with improvement aplenty from Green Citation. And now, let me give you over to the boss at Chepstow.
Thank you, Caroline, and what a pleasure it is to have you here in the studio. Now the national hunt season is well underway at Chepstow, and here are my Sunday picks. Well, you're not going to get much bang for your buck with Blue King de Roe in the Tom Malone Bloodstock Novices Chase, but it's an eagerly anticipated debut over fences. Pretty smart over hurdles. Paul Nicholls' Gelding was a dual Grade 2 winner over the sticks, and has a pretty lofty rating to live up to on his first stab over fences. Of course, any slip-ups, then Dan Skelton's Doyen Quest will be there to pick up the pieces, while Gordon Elliott's Speculatrix probably has more wins to come in this sphere. Blue King de Roe is sure to be well prepped for this, and is all but impossible to oppose at a price to match. Next up, in the Welsh Champion Limited Handicap Hurdle, top weight Celtic Dino is sure to get plenty of support for Sam Thomas, but he's got to give oodles of weight to Dan Skelton's. Listen to your heart, so that's where I'm sticking my pin. This is his ground and his trip, and it wouldn't surprise me to see the Skelton brothers coming storming out of he blocks as the national hunt season proper gets going. Easily the most improved yard last year, I think that this term Dan and Harry will be a force to be reckoned with. That can start here, when Listen to Your Heart makes the most of the pull in the weights to win this limited handicap, chiefly at the expense of Celtic Dino and Paul Nicholls' Tutti Quanti. For the third and final of our featured races at Chepstow, it could pay to side with Paul Nicholls and Il Ridotto for this handicap chase, though there's not much between the selection and Jane Williams' St. Seagull. Of course, St. Seagull is a course and distance winner, but Il Ridotto usually plies his trade at graded level, with Cheltenham being his regular course, so the undulations of this Chepstow track should hold no fears. In receipt of plenty of weight from this pair is Dan Skelton's Jet Plane, who completes my shortlist, but I'll take my chance with Il Ridotto.